If you happen to have the studio version of Resolve, there is a way that you can edit using text. There's actually several ways. What we're going to look at this time is manually editing using AI transcripts. I have recently recorded a little bit of a narrative out in the field. Let's have a look at it, and more importantly, a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to give you a concise, hopefully, narrative about things. Yes, what we have here is a breadfruit tree. It actually grows fruit and bread. That's why they call it a... Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's obviously BS. And we obviously have to cut up this narrative a bit. So the way I would normally do this is go, okay, let's... Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to give you a concise, hopefully... Okay, I don't want hopefully, but we'll grab concise, bring that down, and go in here and... Concise, there we go. And then go through it, listen to the next piece, listen for the next piece, listen for the next piece. Let's see if we can't do this differently. Let's use the AI transcription tool. So if you go to the clip now, the clip in the media pool here, we go to AI tools, audio transcription, and transcribe. And what that will do is listen to the clip and automatically transcribe it into text. It works with several different languages. I don't know all of them, but I'll put that list up here if I can find it. And it's actually really good. It's not flawless, but it's really good. It also does all the processing on your machine, so your data isn't going anywhere, not being used to train an AI someplace in Australia. So this is really cool. So put this over here. You can see if I now highlight in the text, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to give you a concise, you can see that it also selects the in and out point of that section of the video. So I can now grab that text as a video and drag it down into my timeline. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to give you a Okay. Did you hear that? It cut off the beginning and it cut off the end. It's not flawless. You still have to go in and kind of massage it a little bit. So let's go ahead and fix the beginning. I'll make the audio a little bigger here so you can see it. Back that off until you can see the beginning of the word. And then come back here and have a look at this, or listen really. Give you a concise. Good enough. So a concise, then we'll pick it up with narrative about... Okay, we'll just bring down narrative and about. I'm not going to bring it right to the end. I'm going to check that beginning and end first. Narrative about... Yep, again, the end is kind of cut off there, isn't it? We'll zoom in and back that up until you can see the beginning of the word. That's about right. Narrative about. That's pretty close. That might bring in a different word, but let's try it. Narrative about... That's correct. Narrative about a breadfruit tree. Let's see if that works. The narrative about... No, this says it is a breadfruit tree, so we'll grab a breadfruit tree. A breadfruit tree. And we drag it from here. Again, I'm going to check the beginning and end. The breadfruit tree. The breadfruit tree. The breadfruit tree. Let's see how it sounds. To give you a concise narrative about the breadfruit tree. That's close enough. If I had B-roll over that, and maybe a couple other things we could do to massage it, it would sound better than it does. Let's keep going. Grows as a fruit that you can cook. Actually, that's fine. It grows as a fruit that you can cook. It's like a combination between bread and mashed potatoes. I don't think we need as crazy. So we'll go to potatoes. There we go. Bring that down. Check the beginning and end. It grows. Yeah, that's tree from the beginning. It grows as fruit that when you... Okay. Mashed potatoes. All right, we're going to leave it's crazy in there because it's going to be hard to cut out. I said it too quickly after the phrase before it. Combination between like bread and mashed potatoes. That's crazy. All right, that's not going to be an easy cut, but... And it's really yummy. Not everybody can digest it well. Okay. Oh, wait. I see right there. That's probably not right. Oh, my cousin. Yeah, we don't need the cut story about the cousin, so we'll cut it there. Bring it down. That beginning looks good, so we'll just move that over. Let's see. So I have a little bit more space here. Or anything like that. Okay. That's in fact. We'll bring that back there. Great. And then we can skip the bit about the cousin and come down to, but it's not that it can't be digested. It's just a new kind of food. A bit once in a while, and your system will get used to it. There we go. Bring that down. Back this up just a tad, just to see how that sounds. But it's not that it can't be digested. Sounds good. We'll bring that in. But it's not that it can't be digested. It's just a new kind of food. So just like with any new kind of food, there's one. So come to the end. See it. Check that. System will get used to it. Good enough. Eat the breadfruit. Actually, let's grab this pause. This little 3-dot thing is a visual representation of a pause. So we'll grab that pause. To breadfruit, a Pacific staple food. Look it up and enjoy. Bring that in. It's too much of a pause. Way too much of a pause. But we can see where I start talking again here. And I'm going to go to trim mode here. Grab the inside edge of the clip and drag it back. And trim mode kind of keeps things all locked together. I'm going to get out of trim mode because it can be a little confusing later on. Here how that transition goes. We'll get used to it. So breadfruit, a Pacific staple food. Look it up and enjoy. Okay. Cut off a little too quick. And enjoy. Little nod there. Little eye roll. Okay. And then we get to our punchline at the end, which is, that was terrible. A little bit too much of a pause. I'm going to separate that out, delete it. And I think that cuts off. You can see the audio here gets cut off pretty quick. So we'll bring that out a little bit. See how that sounds. That was terrible. So I think you can see how powerful that is. Not too bad, right? If you close the AI transcript, that's fine. You can go back to the original clip and hit this icon up here, and that'll bring your transcript back. You can also go through the AI tools, audio transcription, transcribe again, and it'll still bring it back. It won't redo it by default. So that's a quick look at the AI transcription tool in DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Next week, we'll have a look at using the same tool to do subtitling. Pretty cool. See you then. Take care.